Hey, my name is Matt Storr and I repair saxophones for a living, and I would like to try something new. So I'd like to get your feedback on whether this camera format works. So this is just an example of me sitting at my bench. Here I am grabbing for some of my tools, some of my other tools, turning around and grabbing some stuff, going up to my dent station. Now actually the light here went out this morning, so I got to replace it, but this is me standing at my dent station, and the GoPro seems to do a pretty good job of lighting. And I guess here's eggs for a customer that's showing up in a few minutes. Here's my little itty bitty lathe station. And that's mostly where I would be while doing work. And the reason I'm wondering if that works for you guys or not is I'm thinking of doing an overhaul on camera. Now, of course, I don't know if the way I do things is the best way. I am almost certain that it is not. I know that my methods change over time and I'm learning like everybody else, but I also know that it's kind of hard to find that kind of content still. It's a lot better than it was when I got started in this business. There's a lot more books and videos and internet postings on that stuff than there used to be. But it's still, I don't think that there's some of the nitty gritty of what an overhaul takes and just kind of some small details, the kind of stuff that you might get if you were actually sitting somewhere apprenticing and seeing an overhaul happen. Doesn't seem like that has found its way out of the shop yet. So I'm thinking that maybe I would do that and maybe do, I probably wouldn't have everything on camera, but close to a lot of it. So it would end up being, 25 to 30 hours of content put out in small episodes, kind of like chunks of different procedures. Now, unfortunately, I can't have great music on in the background because I get a copyright strike. So I would say maybe you should have music on in the background while you watch this stuff. And, think of it a little bit more like a podcast, right? Where I'm not sure you would have to pay complete attention the entire time. Because there might be times where I'm just moving my hands and I'm not talking because I told you what I'm doing already. Now, some procedures I've gone over in my videos, but some of them I haven't, right? Like disassembly is a pretty, common procedure for an overhaul that I haven't really attacked yet. So I'm thinking maybe some gaps that I've left might be filled, as well as sort of a holistic end-to-end type of thing that, would be done basically live. I could do maybe an hour or two of it per week. I would have to do it over the next month or two because I live in North Carolina, and after that I would start needing to use the air conditioner, which would be pretty loud. So anyhow, that's what I'm thinking, and I'm wondering how this format works for you and what you think, and also if you wanted to help me pick out which horn we would do. Now, all three of these belong to me. So anything we did, any mistakes I made would be only, especially because I'm on camera, I might be nervous. Any mistakes I made would be, for me to deal with. First one is a Pierret Super Artiste. It's in decent shape. I think it's got the original pads in it. It's got a little bit, the dent here. This has been crushed in enough that your fingers don't actually fit there. So that's something we would have to deal with. Obviously it needs, disassembly might be difficult on this one, although it seems like everything moves pretty freely. The neck is in good shape. Definitely needs a neck fit. They almost always do. It's got this weird micro tuner on it, which is broken, but it's not actually like a micro tuner, although people call it that. It's more just like a mouthpiece stop. The neck is totally normal. They just soldered threads on the outside and put this thing there so, you can put it where you want, and then it acts as a stop for your mouthpiece. Now, I don't love it so much, so I think I'd probably take that off and plate over it. But a Pierret Super Artiste handmade French alto in silver plate. And you may notice that that is going to be a bit of a theme here. The next one I have that you could pick from is a SML, kind of unique model Strama. No idea what that means. Someone pointed out to me that that's the first few letters of each guy, of their last names. I think that this is basically the same saxophone as the Coleman Hawkins Special, which I really like, except in alto. The ones that I've usually worked on are tenors. It's got basically the same mechanism throughout, and it seems like a pretty nice horn. It's in pretty good shape. Got some dings and dents here and there. It's got a crack in the neck receiver, which I might need to braze or possibly make a new one. Not totally sure. The neck itself is in decent shape. It's got some dents here and there. It's going to need a neck fit. They always do. And let's see, the next one is a Couesnon, also handmade, French, silver alto. This is cool. Some old reeds. I love stuff like that. Neck looks like it's in decent shape, got some dents on it. This has been resoldered. Might clean that up. Oh, what's going on here? Actually, that's supposed to be like that because this one has a high F sharp, which is pretty unusual for a horn of this age. This is an old Couesnon. I don't know how you would say it. I mean, I don't know if it even really had a model number. It's just people call them the Monopole. I'm guessing that's probably totally not how you say it. Serial 2177, silver plated, doesn't have rolled tone holes. It looks like they're actually soldered or brazed in some way. I'll figure that out along the way. This looks like it has mostly original pads in it. One cool thing about this one is it has a little switch so that you can decide whether you want to have the automatic G sharp attached to your C sharp. I wish more saxophones had that feature. Yeah, it's kind of pretty and cool. I don't know too much about this one. Looks like it's in decent shape. Looks like the bell rim is folded rather than rolled over like a wire bead. And it looks like that needs a little bit of dent work, but it's also really, really soft. So that would be interesting. But yeah, any one of these three, if you've got opinions. So if it seems like this is a good idea, if you can stand the camera work, if you think this might be interesting, go ahead and tell me what saxophone you would like to see overhauled. And yeah, I guess I can go ahead and get started. My name is Matt Storr. I repair saxophones for a living. Hopefully you would find this idea helpful, useful, and informative. Please do leave feedback in the comments if you're interested in seeing something like this happen. And also, you know, I can try and learn to sit in a certain way and not like move my head too much. You know, I can try and get better at the, you know, so-called cinematography while doing work like this, if you would find it helpful. All right, thanks for watching.